Okay, here's a look at X-Transbots Big Load, which is their version of a masterpiece scaled long haul. So first, as always, let's take a quick look at the box. Here's the front of the box with the nice artwork there of long haul in city background. Back of the box, you get your G1 style art with the bio and tech spec, which is really nice. You can zoom in and pause for the cause to read that if you're interested to see what that has to say. That's always nice. And then the side of the box, you get your quotes here. Every battle is won before it is fought. It's interesting. Other side, you get a close-up of the artwork, the schematic drawing here, which is nice. Top of the box, you get your X-Transbots Big Load. Really nice design there. And then the bottom, you get the image of their next figure, which I'm kind of looking forward to getting. And then the QR code you can scan if you're interested in that. So that's a look at the box. And then we can go over now these accessories. So first, he does come with two of these rocket launchers that attach on alt mode, which is painted in this nice metallic purple, which is nice. And I agree with other reviewers that it's a good thing that they decided not to make these removable, because that would have just been more mess. And then you do get an alternative grill for the alt mode, but I already swapped this one out because the one that they gave you is all square, which is more cartoon accurate and allows for the Decepticon logo to be put on. And yeah, it is interesting how they make this so that this swaps around where it's either smooth, maybe to put a Decepticon symbol on there on this side. And if you don't want it, maybe you can have it here with this textured grill. But anyways, that's a look at the accessory. And then the last accessory is his handgun here, which is nicely sculpted, most likely cartoon accurate. Nothing special to point out, but it is nicely sculpted and painted. So that's the accessories. And then we get your bio card, which is always my favorite, and you can't really read this unless you zoom in. Getting some reflections here, but these are still nice cards to add to your collection. And then last, as always, the instructions, which are done in a nice booklet style. And I like how they show you the contents of what you get here. And yeah, I can just kind of point out some things with the transformation. It's typical X-Transbots. This is still another figure that's not well engineered or designed in terms of transformation. And there are a lot of issues, particularly with the arms and folding them up, trying to get them to fold into the cavity of the alt mode. So yeah, this just the same with the X-Transbots. But yeah, I'm just zooming through here, so you can always pause and refer to this if you want. This is a cool feature. I think I should probably do something like that because I have a lot of these Energon cubes by KFC, I think. But yeah, and then the alt mold, and I'll just point out right now, it's not cartoon accurate, the Devastator, because this dump truck here, it should be faced up, but when you transform it, it's actually upside down. So yeah, there's I don't know, it depends on how you look at it. That's just one inaccuracy. Oh yeah, here, so you could see this is not cartoon accurate. The front part is, but the back, it's upside down. But anyways, that's a look at the instructions, and it's nice they give you another bio card with tech spec in case you throw away the boxes like I do. So anyways, here is a look at the figure, and kind of like a nice pose. You could see it's typical X-Transbots. They do a really nice job sculpting the figure. So yeah, it does look really nice. And with the trending design today, the toon design or cartoon aesthetics or hypertoon, whatever you want to call it, yeah, it's really cartoon accurate. So speaking of the cartoon, let's take a look and compare this with the animation model, and we can see for the most part they did a really nice job capturing the cartoon aesthetics. Maybe he's left-handed, I don't know, because he's holding his gun in his left hand. But you could see, yeah, I like the way they captured all the little details. And then even on the back view, I think, which doesn't really bother me all that much, but you could see they did a nice job with the back view as well. So yeah, typical X-Transbots, they do a really nice job capturing the cartoon aesthetics. So now in terms of articulation, let's come up here, take a closer look at the head, and you could see this is a really nicely sculpted head, and it's nicely painted as well. So let me see if I could zoom in here. Look at that. This is a really nice paint, and the visors too, this nice metallic red, really nice. And then you could see all the other sculpted detail. They did a really nice job. And the Decepticon symbol that you need. It's not overly detailed, so they are staying true to the trending toon aesthetics of today. Really nice. So let's zoom out and go over some articulation. So the head, it's easier if you fold this back, and then you could rotate the head and lift it up and down. No side to side, but that's okay. And then the shoulders on friction, they can go out to the side. They can rotate front and back on a pin, which I kind of don't like. And you do get a butterfly joint, which is also on a pin that I don't like. Friction for the bicep swivel here, and you get a elbow joint also on friction, which you can get up that far. And the friction joints are pretty tight because of the paint. And then wrist rotation, and I did want to point this out because this is something you need to know. This hand articulation, the fingers. So first of all, yes, some people point out, yes, it is very thin, so it can break. So that's not a good design, but you know, some people, they broke it, and that's because you are manipulating it in ways that it's not meant to move. So example is this thumb does not come down. So if you don't know that and you're trying to bend it down, you're going to break it. Because this plastic is not really thick enough to handle that stress. So I know that's why some people broke it, because they were trying to bring the thumb down and it doesn't go down, and they ended up breaking it. But it doesn't help that the fact that these fingers are really thin plastic. But anyways, that's the hand, and then you get a nice clickety ratchet waist swivel, and you can bend this down to get an ab crunch, which is nice. I want to point this out because this should have been, the teeth should have been much closer together, because when you transform this into alt mode, it tends to kind of move around like this. So then you have wheels coming up here, they're straight down here. There's just a little issue with that. But anyways, hip skirts, you get all 6 hip skirts, which allows you to bring the legs up and back on a really nice ratchet. It does go out to the side on friction. You get thigh rotation here, and you do get a double ratcheted knee bend, which is really cool. I like the nicely sculpted shape of the knee as well. And then you do get a ankle rocker and toe tilt up, toe tilt down. I'm surprised people didn't complain about this hollow cavity here, but that doesn't bother me because it's part of the transformation. But anyways, that's a look at the figure and the articulation. So now let's bring out some other figures just to see how he looks with some other figures. So let me get them all set up here, and then we'll be right back. Okay, first let's bring out the previous masterpiece scaled version of Long Haul by Toy World. So this is their very first version, which doesn't hold up really well, but also because this was not designed well. He's missing some heels. They did give you some adapters, which I have for my second set, so I don't have the heels here, so he doesn't stand very well. And you could see this is done in the older masterpiece style, so you could see there's all this extra sculpted detail, which does look nice, and it's kind of like a fusion between the toy, because you could see his arms here are purple instead of black. He has a black head instead of a white head. So yeah, this is definitely the older masterpiece style, but yeah, just showing you there's a big difference. Yeah, but Toy World definitely got a lot of money out of this mold. But anyways, here's a look at the Toy World. And then I got, this is, I don't know the name, but this is the KO oversized of the, I think the Generations or something. I don't know. I don't remember the name, but you could see done in the same style. It's kind of like a stylized fusion of G1 because purple arms. He does have a silver head. But yeah, there are some differences. So obviously he's really small too. He doesn't scale with the masterpiece. But I just wanted to just quickly give a couple of comparisons of previous masterpiece versions of Long Haul. And then there is also the masterpiece figures. So here, this is the KOIT version of the Megatron. So you could see how that scales. Looks really nice. And let's zoom out a little bit. Then we have Fans Toys Soundwave. And then let's move these guys over. Then I also brought out the Deformation Space Starscream. So you could see this looks really nice, and this is exactly why I got this figure, because X-Transbots does make nicely sculpted figures. They do a nice representation of capturing the cartoon aesthetics, and you could see it looks really nice. So that's some comparisons, and that's the main reason why I got this figure. So now we can go ahead and transform this into alt mode and take a look at that. Okay, here's a look at the alt mode. And typical X-Transbots, you could see they did a really nice job sculpting the figure and capturing the cartoon aesthetics. Looks really nice, but typical X-Transbots. Functionally, it does have a lot of issues that I can't point out everything. But basically, when you're putting together all these parts like a puzzle piece, if you don't get them all properly put in place, you're going to have some issues. And even still, like here, you could see this rotating joint. They should have toleranced it better, because if you have it a little off, this is like an example of what I'm telling you. So that's throughout the figure, all these little parts and pieces that tab in. Unless you get them properly aligned, you're going to have like some issues like this. So other than that, you know, the main reason why I got it is because it looks really nice. It does have some nicely sculpted detail, not overly detailed, but yeah, looks nice. So now let's compare this with the animation model, and you could see, you know, for the most part, they did a nice job capturing the cartoon aesthetics, the color green, the purple, and here is the alternate grill that they gave you, which is straight, very flat, but that's a cartoon accurate, so that's why I have it with the Autobot, not Autobot, Decepticon symbol. And the back view, I think this is what's cool, is how they made this. So this is a this dump truck is can hold like a really big load. So yeah, I think they did a nice job with sculpting the alt mode. And it does roll, but yeah, you could feel some resistance because, you know, like I was telling you, it doesn't stay tapped in. And yeah, the gun, it does store in the back here. You just have to slightly open it a little bit to get it in there. And this isn't toleranced very well either, but you could see the little slot in there where it goes in. It doesn't really stay tabbed in all that well. So yeah, this doesn't hold in too good, but this is how I like to do it. I like to put it at an angle like this and then just kind of rotate it till that tab gets into that slot, and then give it a good squeeze. And this is what I was telling you. See how it kind of wobbles? Because it doesn't really tab in all that well. It's just kind of like holding it. But it's good enough. And speaking of accessories, you do get the these rocket accessories, which are really cool. And I do agree with some other reviewers. Like, it's nice how they didn't make this missile come off. Yeah, because then it's just more parts. But it's good enough like this, because this is really just for display, I think. And you could see that looks nice. Kind of capture the scene from the cartoon. So really cool. So that's a look at the alt mode. So now let's transform back to robot mode and have our final thoughts. Okay, my final thoughts on this figure. This is a really nice looking figure in both robot mode and alt mode, which is very typical of X-Transbots. But as usual, there are a lot of issues with transformation design, and it just raises a lot of questions why they design things a certain way like this. The way the arms fold up and tuck underneath the truck in alt mode, it's just yeah, they after decades they still need to improve on the way they design the figures and solve problems with all the little engineering parts and manipulating and stuff. But again, this is a really nice looking figure, and this is the main reason why I got it, because he does scale really nice with the other masterpiece figures, and it is very cartoon accurate, so it does meet the trending cartoon aesthetics today. So yeah, that's the main reason why I got it. But as far as transformation goes, yeah, that's it's kind of hard to say. It's up to you. And the bigger question is, how does this look in combined mode? Well, that's going to be a while before we see what that's going to be like. But for now, this does do a really nice job fitting in with the rest of the masterpiece. And I'm going to be honest and tell you, I do agree with some people that this one does kind of look better than the Fans Toys. Well, at least we didn't see Fans Toys version of Long Haul, but the Scrapper. Basically, it's, you know, in my opinion, I think it's because of the color palette. I think they did a good job. But anyways, I don't want to start rambling. So yeah, this is a great looking figure. Goes great with the Masterpiece collection. And I don't give recommendations because, you know, if you want it, you get it. If you don't, you won't. But for me, I got it because it looks good with this set. So that's my final thoughts. It's a nice looking figure, but the transformation and design, yeah, it's, you know, has its issues. But it's a nice figure overall.
Get this, bring that! I thought I was finally gonna build something!